free throw line. Over to Nims, left wing. Tierney gets it in that left corner. Over to Romero. Romero back to Tierney. And down in the box to Kuhn. Reverse layup. She got it. And she's now the all-time scoring leader for Northern Michigan at University. 1,701 points now. And you hear this crowd. Left side in the hands of Kuhn.
Bringing that one up was Makaylee Kuhn.
Big time drive there from Makaylee Kuhn.
And she was fouled.
Okay, we'll start with before Northern.
I didn't really know what I wanted to do after high school. My passion had been basketball since I was young, but I loved volleyball. My parents wanted me to do track because I was good at it. Just trying to figure out what I wanted to do, if I wanted to play a college sport. And then Northern was the first school to reach out to me.
I was the assistant here with Troy, and we heard about her. I talked to Matt, her dad, and he's like, hey, you gotta watch my daughter. I was like, all right. She doesn't really play a lot of the AAU stuff. She did a little bit. So trying to find her and get, see her games and watch her play in high school was kind of like, okay, she's from a very small town and was a great athlete, multi-sport athlete, and that intrigues us a lot. But just her athletic ability and she had no idea how talented she was.
It wasn't automatic. When you're in the recruiting process, you never really know to what extent this person's going to impact your program. But the things that we could tell with Makaylee was, again, the athleticism was elite for our level. Her basketball skill was extremely good, and she came from a great support staff of her parents.
My dad was my assistant high school coach. He coached high school basketball when I was younger in elementary school, but he coached me all throughout middle school and then into high school. So he was a big influencer for me, especially with basketball. Kept me motivated, got on me as much as was necessary, helped me get to where I am today. But he was a driver through all of it, literally and figuratively. He would drive me to all of my AAU practices, tournaments. He would say that I'm an awful co-pilot because I always fell asleep on those drives. He was big for me then throughout all of that. And then my mom was just my biggest supporter. She ran track in college, so she kind of knew more of what it took to be a college athlete, but overall, she just supported me through basketball, through everything during those formative years of high school, and yeah, just my biggest supporter and caregiver through all of it. So Northern was my first college visit. I think going into it, I was kind of really open-minded. I'd never really been on a college visit, never really thought that deeply about playing collegiate basketball. And I came on campus, just getting to meet the team, meet the girls. I think I did have that feeling afterwards when we were driving back to Wisconsin. It was like that felt like home away from home.
I don't think she knew a whole lot about Northern. We're a special place and very few people do until you get up here and you experience it. And I think it was just a conversation of, hey, like, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? What do you want to do? And she's like, I like my small town. And I'm like, well, we're a great community, but we do have a lot to offer. And I think that was just getting her up here and getting her to see Marquette and NMU.
On all my other visits after that, a lot of other great schools that I looked at, but no one really felt like Northern. That just sold me, and I knew that this was the place I wanted to spend the next 4 or 5 years, I guess. So coming in my freshman year, I think if a lot of people watched my film, my first freshman games, they'd be like, oh my gosh, she was awful.
We had lost our point guards from the year before, and we had a couple injuries in our program at the time, and it's not like she wouldn't have been a major factor anyway, but she got thrown into probably one of the toughest positions on the court, leading our team as a freshman, and like you said, she ended up being our second leading scorer.
I had a lot of great seniors, great upperclassmen that helped me get through that time, and that led me to have a successful freshman career.
As her career was going on, she really started to evolve as that type of a player.
It's so different when they're, 17, 18-year-old coming into any college, but seeing her develop from when she was in high school. Because I mean, I saw him, I watched him on film, obviously, just to check in and see how things are going. But to come back and really experience it as a coach.
When Casey came into this program, we did have a lot of growing pains. We had lost like every first playoff game the past 3 years. And I think after that last year and kind of ending how we did, I knew that there was some unfinished business.
Perry has the rebound, and that's going to do it. The Wildcat season comes to an end in the GLIAC quarterfinals.
After last season, we kind of developed a leadership group, and she was part of it. I think it was her leadership, but I also think it was her getting in the gym. Like, nobody has seen the hours and hours that she has put in the gym, in the weight room, in the training room, taking care of her body. And that part is also, okay, I'm going to the gym, who's coming with me? And that just, it gets everybody else going and like, okay, yeah, we got to go shoot today, or we got to go do some ball handling. I think that was a huge piece, and she really took it upon herself to do it and to get her teammates involved with it as well.
Yeah, I mean, she gets up for lift, we're all going to lift. I mean, it's just like, she does it, we're all after her, because she earned that respect as a leadership to our team. She's showing up every single day 100%. And if you don't match that, you're gonna beat every time, and she's gonna give it to you.
And she'll do whatever it takes to win, and over her 5 years, I think that's like increased and kind of what's was a main driver this year in our season, and knowing that it was her last year.
Talking to people before this season, as we were getting going, you kind of had that feeling that this could be really good.
Everyone knew that she was going to get the record, you know? So I think we tried to be a little more relaxed in the locker room, and didn't want to bring it up on her, like didn't want to make it feel as pressureful. We already know how much pressure she puts on herself to perform.
We talked about it like right away, and I said, hey, you're gonna accomplish it. Like, it's not a question, it's gonna happen. You just gotta be patient with it, and you can't force the issue, because then it's gonna take a little bit. And at first I think she was kind of like, I don't know. And then I'm like, just, you're gonna get it. And then once we got closer, I think it was probably a month before she really, like, she could see it, and she's like, okay, it's gonna happen.
I remember just being around my family and like talking to my brother, and he was like, you're this close to the record. He's a numbers guy, so he knew all the stats. He was like, you need to average this like into your next few games. And then I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, I know it's gonna happen. And I kind of pushed it away. Like, I was like, it'll get there, whatever. I just need to keep scoring for the team, keep playing well. But then when it did get close, when that Lake State game was coming up, I was like, okay, this is real. It's gonna happen.
Before the game, I guess, it was all on social media, like today's the day, hopefully. Of course it happened, but you could see the crowd she brought in too.
Games as Anna Rude wins the jump ball, and it goes to Northern Michigan.
During that game, I was a little psyched out about it. By playing in the first half, I was kind of playing not how I would usually play.
Northern Michigan might be pushing too hard to get it to Kuhn and her points. Kuhn now takes it inside, right box, pulls up, missed. Rebound goes to Lake State and Mets.
I was just getting angry at myself for like not scoring, not doing what I usually did.
And I'm like, hey, we're just gonna keep playing, and we're just gonna stay consistent, stay the course. It's going to happen.
Kayla knew better than I did how close I was to beating the record, because I was like, oh, I'll come set a screen for Kayla. And she's like, no, like, get in there. So then she passed it to me, and I was like, okay, I just gotta go.
Romero back to Tierney and down in the box.
And I remember just ripping baseline, seeing that there was like barely any help there. I was like, I just gotta go for it.
In the box, the Kuhn reverse layup, she got it! And she's now the all-time scoring leader for Northern Michigan University. 1,701 points now. And you hear this crowd.
As soon as it happened, I was like, okay, that's a weight lifted off my shoulders. Then just playing throughout that game, it was an incredible experience. Just being here at the Berry, getting that record, kind of taking a moment afterwards to just soak it all in, and just how many games, how much time and effort it took to get to that point, and obviously all my teammates that helped me get there. It was so awesome just seeing my teammates and my bench just like going crazy after that.
I mean, you could tell she was emotional that day, kind of thinking about it before the game. All of her family was coming, so when she got that, you could see kind of the pressure lift off her shoulders.
It for sure lifted the crowd, you know, I think you could feel the tension, because you know you're waiting for such a huge moment like that to happen. a little bit for a second, you forget about the game and you're just happy for Jo.
When it happened, it was a great moment. It was a huge moment. Her teammates were so excited for her. We were so excited for her, and it's something that is not easy to do. But she came back, I think, to have a great season, and that was just one piece of what she accomplished this year, and it turned out to be a phenomenal year, and you can't be happier for your fifth-year senior to go through that.
She set goals. She came back for this 5th year and with goals. One of them was getting past the first round in the conference tournament. Another one was beating Tech. Another one was making the national tournament. And we did all of those.
Right now, I think it's something that you don't even realize, but in 10 years, when you look back and you realize what kind of player you just played with, for me, 4 years, and for some 1, 2, 3, it's huge. I mean, it's an honor to be able to play with someone like Jo.
It's emotional for me because, as I told her, this is her legacy with me, is she's not only a great basketball player, she's an even better person. And that's the legacy that you want to leave. She mentored a lot of young women coming through this program as she grew older. She handled all her situations properly. She's a person that could have probably used the transfer portal and went on to maybe a bigger university or a bigger basketball program, but she chose to stay here. She's an extremely loyal person. And I think that's the most important things about Makaylee. The records are always made to be broken. Whether hers will ever be broken or not will be seen, but the one thing that I'll always remember about her is her loyalty to her teammates, her coaches, to Northern Michigan University, and the incredible family support system that she has, and she has a total understanding of all of it.
A big part for me, like being here these past 5 years, play for something bigger than yourselves. I think my last year here, after every game, just seeing all of the little girls and community members that would come up to you after the games and would say, "You've inspired so many people. I want to be like you when I'm older. You make me want to try even harder in basketball and in school." That really stuck to me because even throughout high school and then getting to here, I want to inspire more people to get to this point because there's a lot of great things that come with it. And it is possible. Like, you can do it, whatever you set your mind to, your heart to, just go all in because really great things come out of it, and it's so worth it.